Hey, good evening, and we are back. All right, we just paused for station identification, get some things set and straight, but we are back now, ready to go. All right, so come on back in the room. All right, you all should see me now. We should be live, we should be ready to go. So I need you to do me a favor so we can get this party started. Go ahead, tag, like, share, start that watch party. All right, start that watch party. Go like you're gonna do a post, type something in, how you feeling, what you're feeling, and scroll down until you get to watch party. All right, click on watch party, click on the live section of watch party, and then we'll come up. I'll come up, or our church page will come up. Go ahead and click on that to queue that up, hit done, and then come back and post it. And that's how you can start your watch party. All right, and after you've done that, go ahead and invite all of your friends to come check this out. All right, I'm going at it again, and I'm going to invite some people to come in and check this out, for we're talking some good stuff on tonight, and you won't want to miss it. All right, let me know that you're in the room as well. Go ahead and hit the comments. All right, hit the comments. Let's fill them up. I see you coming in. I see the numbers rising. Say hello. All right, once again, we're gonna bless some share warriors on tonight, so tag, like, share, and come back and drop your cash app, so that way we can be a blessing. All right, be a blessing to someone. Tune in to what we have going on tonight. We're talking about relationships all month long on Transformation Tuesday and on our Sunday worship. Transformation Tuesday, again, is a platform where we talk uncut and direct. I said uncut and direct. I see you, Sister Corvetta. Thank you for tuning in on tonight. The Harris family, I hope you all are well. I see you there. All right, tag someone, let them know we're in and we're on tonight. Going to have a good conversation. We're going to talk telling the truth about secrets. Anybody got secrets? Anybody got some secrets out there? You know, secrets, of course, can be tantalizing or terrible. They can be something detrimental, or they can be something that can be helpful. We have secrets that we either hold and we don't, that are ours, or we have secrets that belong to other people. That we should or should not share. But the one thing that I found out, and I said a minute ago, is when we open up that Pandora's box and we go to uncovering the unknown, that has been like a temptation for all of us over the years, for humankind, period, right? And it's dealing with secrets and getting past secrets, talking about those things. It goes back to communication. You got to communicate some stuff. We got to just tell the truth, just come clean, right? But then again, some secrets that we're going to find out tonight, it might be better to just hold on to those secrets and not really talk and tell. All right. So once again, thank you all for tuning in. I've got some guests that are going to come on and be a part on tonight, starting off with my co-host for this series, none other than the Miss Letitia Nicole Harris on tonight. We say welcome to the stage. Thank you for tuning in. How are you doing on tonight?
You didn't call my whole government name again, as if we got a warrant, search warrant out for me.
Hey. We want to make sure you clear. You should be clear and good to roam around the cabin as freedom deems, right? But we're glad to have you on another week here with us in Transformation Tuesday to kind of give us that counterpart, the female perspective, if you will. As I come with the male perspective, and we got someone that's going to kind of navigate and mediate us through this, which is our special guest on tonight. But before she should come, how are you doing, Tish? How are you doing on tonight?
I'm amazing, ready to get this party started and expose some of my secrets.
There you go. All right. Now, is it a good thing to expose all secrets, or should we hold some secrets in? I mean, is everything?
Tell it, you can't tell it.
Say that again.
If I tell it, you can't tell it.
That's true. That's true. If you tell, we're talking about telling on yourself, then, right?
Yeah. If I tell my own business, you can't tell it. I can tell my business about me better than you can tell my business about me.
There's a saying that Whitney Houston uses in the movie Sparkle. I love this saying because I oftentimes try to use it. And she says, quote, "If you're going to tell my tragic history, at least give me the honor in telling it correct." And I think she might have said story, end quote. But that just like sets the movie for me. If you're going to tell my tragic story, at least give me the honor in telling it correct. Because I mean, I've done enough bad in my days where you don't have to add on. You don't have to add to nothing. You can just tell it like it is.
And to be a New York Times bestseller. You ain't got to add nothing. Just tell the truth.
That's it. That's it.
Millions off of that.
So we're talking about relationships and dealing with relationships, whether they are dating, engaged, or married. Because last week we dealt with before we say I do, or before the vows is what we dealt with. What do you need to do before you get married? And if you didn't see that, you need to go back and watch that replay. That was last Tuesday where we had some licensed marriage family therapists to come on, and they gave us tips that we need to do while we are dating. This is what you do before you get engaged. Stuff to do. There needs to be some stuff that needs to happen prior to you getting engaged, signing a document, all of that stuff. So go back, watch that replay. But with that, this week we're talking about, again, relationships, and sometimes secrets can be deal breakers. Secrets that we don't talk about, things that we don't share, that we might need to share. Because watch this, if you share that, then that will help your mate to be able to understand why it is you do
the things that you do. Why you act the way? Why you treat me so bad?
True.
I'm treating you so bad. It's just I don't know how because of the secret that I'm holding. And if I share with you this secret, are you still gonna love me? Are you still gonna cover me? Are you gonna walk away from me? Are you gonna abandon me like everybody else did? Are you gonna reject me? Or are you still going to allow that love to cover the multitude of sins?
That's it. That's it. So tonight we're going to discuss relationship secrets. Relationship secrets. That's what we're going to talk about tonight, and tagging it with telling the truth about secrets. That's a whole subject right there that we can deal with, which is telling the truth. Not just telling the truth, but now you got to tell the truth and you got to tell the secret.
Well, I got my popcorn, so it's gonna get real good.
It's gonna get good. It's gonna get good. It's gonna get good. So coming to the stage, as they do at Def Comedy Jam, coming to the stage right now is, we call her Mother Supreme, because I mean, she just comes real uncut and direct. So you all put on your seatbelts like Tisha, get your popcorn out. Tag somebody now so that way they can get in on this at the beginning, because I don't know where it's going to go from here, but we're just going to deal with these secrets and how to address this stuff in our relationship. So I've said enough. Coming to the stage right now is our own Mother Supreme Evangelist Jackie Wilson. Good evening. How are you doing?
I'm good. Hi, everybody.
Jack.
I'm good. I'm glad to be here. Glad to be on tonight. Let's get in it.
Come on. How the babies doing?
We ain't got no babies. We got
they always gonna be babies. They always gonna be mama's babies.
Well, yeah, they always gonna be my babies, but child, they boogers now. They boogers.
Come on, good.
But they're fine. They are fine.
Awesome.
Jordan is getting ready to graduate, and Josh is in junior high. He won't let me call it middle school.
Junior high. Come on.
It's junior high.
That's what I'm talking about.
Right. Yes.
Good deal. So tonight we're talking about secrets and telling the truth about secrets, and how do we really deal with our relationships and get through our relationships with secrets. That can be one of the stressful things in, I would say, in life, right? Walking around with the secret that you hope to get out, or you don't want it to get out, or you got to tell it. So when is the right time to tell it? So tonight, that's what we want to focus on. We want to look at dealing with opening this Pandora's box and going into the unknown. So there are some reputations about secrets that have perhaps been unfair over the years, right? But there are some secrets that are undeniably hard truths to tell. So to start off, what are your views about secrets and how they can be helpful. Let's just go down that road for a moment. How they can be helpful. And when I say helpful, because sometimes, oh, go ahead.
I think I don't necessarily know from that perspective, but I will say this, that I know everybody has them. Everybody has lived a moment, experienced a moment, acted out in a moment that that they don't want broadcast to anyone else. I think secrets exist and that we hold to them because exposure means vulnerability.
Okay.
And the more you are exposed, the more you are vulnerable. You know, when you have a baby, they tell you don't take your baby out for at least 6 weeks.
Right.
Because
that's also
they're open. You're right, your child. That's all right. But you know, they tell you as the mom that as you just birthed a baby, stay your tail inside too. Because you're open, and when you're open, you're vulnerable. You're vulnerable to disease, to sickness, to germs, to attacks, to all that stuff. And so secrets, and for a lot of people, secrets shield them from being vulnerable.
True. Okay. So secrets can shield you from you said from being vulnerable.
From vulnerability and from being open and exposed.
Okay.
And I think that people sometimes hold on to secrets for that reason.
Okay. So going into relationships, and then we just gonna dialogue. We're just gonna talk tonight. Going into a relationship, wouldn't it be good for me to open up and say, "Here's my bad. If you can accept all this, here's my good. If you can accept all this, then we good." So honesty. We were just talking about baby situation, and you know how that's old school. Honesty now is looked at. That's old fashioned. You too honest. I've heard that before. You're too honest. So I mean, wouldn't that be key though? Wouldn't we want to go into a relationship like, boom, there it is?
Well, secrets and lies are two different things.
Come on.
Okay.
You know what? Before you go there, Jackie, I think we need to define what a secret is. Because I was having a conversation with someone this past weekend, and they were sharing with me some secrets. And I was like, what is it? If everybody knows, is it a secret? Everybody just not talking about it to you, but everybody talking about it behind your back. We all know what's going on. We all know that you cheated and cheating because you got the baby to prove it.
Oh boy.
We're just not talking to you about it.
Yeah, if this a baby, it ain't no secret, child.
It ain't no secret. It's not talked about. You're avoiding the conversation because you feel like it's not our business. So really, what is a secret? Is a secret something that you're holding with yourself, or is a secret all of the stuff that we're refusing to confront?
Yeah, I think it's probably a little bit of both. Let's see what it says. A secret is not known or seen, or not meant to be known or seen by others. So it's basically information that's not known or not seen. Watch this. It says or not meant to be, not intended. It's now we're talking about intention. It's not meant to be known or seen.
So I wanted others, but I wasn't intended to get caught, and I didn't intend for people to know that I was cheating. So,
see what I mean?
The intention was to keep that affair private.
Yeah,
it's a secret.
Something that is kept or meant to be kept, unknown or unseen by others. So there is an intrinsic difference between a secret and a lie.
Okay.
And I believe that. Well, I'll stop there. We'll dig a little deeper. But I'll stop that there.
That's good. So watch this. I'm gonna throw some statistics at you because we got people that like statistics. So watch this. Honesty, rather, 92% of men and women, they rate honesty as an importance for a happy relationship. Is that true? Would you all
That's
believe that?
very true. That's
Okay.
very true.
Okay.
So I'm gonna have a follow-up question, but go ahead.
Okay. Then watch this. 58% believe that secrets in the relationship depend on what the secret is.
Yeah.
So we got different types of secrets. Some secrets we can tell, and some secrets we can't tell, I guess. 46% agree that white lies are sometimes necessary for a relationship.
Mm.
White lie. Yeah, your hair look cute today. When okay, maybe it was a bad hair day.
Mm. Okay.
47%.
Come on,
I
let's
got
dig.
two more and I'm done.
Let's dig.
47% believe that some topics, and this is kind of okay. I'm gonna park it for a minute. Some topics are private. It's not that it's a secret. Could it just be private, or could it just be
privacy in a relationship?
none of your business per se, or not the time? You say what? Is there no privacy? What you say?
Is there privacy in a relationship and in marriage?
Privacy? I wouldn't say privacy. I'd say space. Maybe you have your space, or you have your time.
We ain't talking about you go spend time and get your toes done while I go to the barbershop. We're talking secrets. Like if I'm married to you or looking to get married to you and you got this secret love child somewhere, that's none of my business.
No, it is business. It is something that needs to be talked about.
I need to wait till after we get married and say I do to find out about the baby.
So that goes back to having that conversation. That goes back to having that conversation during engagement time or prior to engagement, so you can process all of this, right?
So should we be talking about secrets in engagement or at the dating process?
When is the right timing to talk about all that? Last one, then I'm gonna let y'all go on this one. 53% claim that they share everything with their partner. Since you talked about no privacy in relationship, 53%. That's half. That means the other half say, "No, I don't share everything." But those are some of the statistics from people in relationships that I derived from. So I'm gonna let y'all have y'all way on that, on those.
Okay.
You got people watching that might have
the first one. Read the first one again because that provoked a thought.
92% of men and women say honesty or rate honesty as important for a happy relationship.
I agree with that. But here again, I think that the idea and the idea and the construct of honesty or dishonesty is being interchanged with secrecy. And they are two very different things. A person not telling you something and a person not telling you the truth about something is two very different things. So with that said, I think that yes, every relationship, I think that you should not be in a relationship with a person that you cannot be honest about yourself with. That you cannot be honest with. That is a disservice. That's a disservice to you,
right?
As a partner, if you feel like you have to lie and be deceitful, in order to either keep this person or to keep the peace with this person, in order to be able to navigate a relationship with them, that if that in and of itself is problematic. If that's what if you feel like you have to, that's your mode of operation, right? But I do believe now, and I know I'm gonna get some kickback on this, but I do believe that a person has to be wise about the things they share with their partner, especially the things that does not directly affect that partner. So, secret baby, that affects that partner. You need to disclose that.
Right.
Diseases, perhaps perhaps old relationships where the person is in common. But I think that sometimes it's unwise to sit your partner down and tell them all of your sexual exploits, and tell them all of the people you've been with, and all of the stuff you've done, and all like that can put stuff in your partner's mind that is unnecessary and could cause unnecessary stress on their mind, because now in their mind they have points of references to compare themselves to. It's not fruitful. Okay. It's not advantageous. It would only create problems. So I think that there are some things that that can be between you and God, or you and a good friend. I just do. I mean, I think I know people who've been married for many years, and they will tell you that they got some stuff, some skeletons, and they got some bones in the closet, and so does their spouse, and they don't bother their spouse's bones, and their spouse don't bother their bones, because it ain't got nothing to do with their context. It has nothing to do with it would only cause problems. It would only cause problems. And then it's like, well, I was just being honest. Well, you could have kept that to yourself. I didn't need to know that. I could have went a lifetime without knowing that.
What's that movie out on Netflix now? Malcolm and what's her name? Malcolm and Marie? Is that what it is?
That movie just wore my nerves out. It wore my nerves out. It triggered me.
Okay. Bathtub. I said, what in the world? Now you sharing that should have been kept a secret.
So you see what it did to her, and he weaponized his secrets to hurt her.
Yeah.
He literally weaponized his secrets to hurt her. And it did the job. And those are wounds that you can't close.
That's right.
Once you bore those kinds of holes in a person's mind, you can't close them. You can't resolve them. You can't fill them. They're forever. That will always be a question mark, a gap, an issue, a schism in her mind. But yeah, child, that movie just wore me. I couldn't do it. It's 2 hours of arguing. I said,
one house.
Child, I didn't live that. I didn't live it. I'm not gonna watch that on TV. I'm sorry. It triggered me. It triggered me. I said, and we gonna have a discussion. We ain't gonna have no arguments. We're not gonna argue. As my auntie would say, we're not gonna argue.
That's what we ain't gonna do.
That's what we're not gonna do, child. I'm telling you where I'm not going, and that's back and forth. That's where I'm not going.
Come on.
So you said to withhold, or it's okay to withhold those things that have nothing to do with the relationship.
If it would be problematic, like if it would just cause problems, you know what I'm saying?
But who determines what would cause the problem? Is it because you know your significant other or spouse enough to know if I share this, they're going to overthink this, or they're going to turn it? Or is it that I just don't want to share because I feel like it's going to cause a problem? Do you have that conversation up front to say, these are the things that I need you to share with me so that I can build trust with you and have an honest relationship? Or do you just kind of individually make those boundaries and rules?
Well, it depends on the nature of the secret. It depends on the nature of the information. I mean, I personally think that once you get to the point, and we're talking about getting to the point of you're either getting ready to be married or you are married,
right?
That you should know the way your spouse processes information.
Okay.
You should know that. You should know their triggers. You should know the things that they've been through. You should know the things that kind of hypes them up. You should know if they're like, I'm an overthinker. I need you to tell me. So I do better with details. I do better with details and direct instructions. Because if there's any room for my brain to fill in blanks. There's no telling what my mind gonna put in there.
I'll go to the worst case scenario.
Hey, I'm just saying, and I know that about myself. I know that about myself, and you know, anybody that I engage with or get involved with, I'm very upfront about that. I am an overthinker, but I overthink everything because that's just the way my brain works. That's just the way my brain processes information. It's just which makes me how do I say this? Which enhances my preaching ministry.
Right.
Because I'm gonna dig beyond and pull apart and exegete and pull back layers, because that's just the way my brain processes information. So so yeah, if you know your spouse is like that, or they're gonna take that information and it's gonna damage them, if it does not directly affect them, like, you know, you've had a bankruptcy, or you got babies, or you just slept with her best friend, what, you know, like stuff like that, and stuff that could easily come out and destroy your marriage, you should be the one to tell your spouse those things.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But other stuff that's in the vault, like what you did at spring break in 1997, and you was with the nasty big booty girl, and, you know, at the Super 8, and, you know, all that, like.
Well, what if the nasty big booty girl at Super 8 from spring break is now the first lady?
Is now the first lady?
Now our first lady. I don't need to know that.
Now who's first lady?
Me and my spouse.
Oh, wow. If she, well, that's different, because if she's the first lady, she could at some point testify. When I was in 1997, y'all should have just seen me. I was a bad mamma jamma. I was out there, and he point to Cecil. Cecil, you remember? Because we got together. Remember? And yeah. So yeah, Cecil, you probably should tell her. You should probably tell her, because if she testified about how God has changed her life, and you part of that testimony. But yeah, if she's still on the straw, then you know, leave her there. Leave it there. Leave it there. Bury that. Bury that. Bury that. Bury that. So, but my point again is that secrecy and dishonesty. Now, if your spouse hears about something and she comes to you and says, Cecil, I heard that in 1997 you was wilding out on spring break with First Lady Boom Boom at the Boom Boom Room. Like, what was that about? Now you need to be honest. Now withholding information is being deceitful. Now it has turned into being dishonest. So yeah, but I truly believe that. I believe that some secrets you just gotta
carry to your grave. Now let's go a little bit from, because we talked about marriage and we talked about relationship, and I know Pastor Akins can share this. The thought behind this was from he said this was last week, some movie that he was watching where found out the daddy wasn't the daddy, the brothers didn't have the same daddy, then found out it was a bunch of
family full of secrets. Yeah.
Is there a point that you have to confront or battle family secrets, or do you allow the secrets to remain?
Well, those kinds of things, like I said, when it affects other people, you owe it to them to be honest. So my mother didn't have the same father as her siblings. And coming up, my grandmother kept that information from her. But she had some very distinct differences that she knew. I'm different. I'm just different. I can't put my finger on it. I'm different. And my great grandmother, my mother told me this story many, many times. My great grandmother would tell my grandmother, Hazel, you need to tell this girl about her dad. You need to tell this girl about her father. And they would just hush it up. And eventually my mother did find her father, find out about her father. And it was a healing for her.
Yeah.
It was really a healing. It made it put a very big missing piece back into her life. My point in saying that is that, it could have been some of the things that my mother did, feeling different, knowing she was different, feeling the absence of a father, all of those things could have been avoided if she had had that discussion as a child or as a teenager or whatever. So again, I say if there are things that are going to affect a person, you adopted a child, they grow up, y'all white, he black, and y'all, like he's never gonna find out that he has a different set of birth parents, right? Like stuff like that. Things that are going to affect other people definitely need to be dealt with honesty and integrity. And because here it is, God abides in truth.
Right.
The enemy hides in the shadows.
Mm-hmm.
The devil hides in the dark places, in the dark corners.
Come on.
And so God will always be invested, and God will always hold up the truth. So whatever that truth is, even if it's hurting, even if it's damaging, even if it's devastating, there's still healing in the truth. The Bible says that the Holy Ghost will lead us into all truth. And so the truth is never an area that we have to be afraid of. Now we have to be careful with it.
Mm-hmm.
We have to be careful with it, but it's definitely not a place to be afraid of. God will never leave you by yourself when you're walking in truth. That's just that. He's never going to leave you by yourself when you're walking in truth.
That's good. That's good. So in what you said, dealing with truth, leading into life lesson segues, life lessons here, life lessons learned from the secrets that we keep. It turns out that keeping secrets, they can teach you important lessons in life, if we look at it on this scale. And it can also teach you how to improve your relationships, whether it be in the present or in the future. So I have some. I did a survey throughout the week, and this is one of the ones that have come back. I'm gonna throw this out, and then we'll ponder on it and look at some more. It says, "I kept secrets about money and learned I won't be keeping secrets. I won't be keeping secret. I won't be. Excuse me. I won't be keeping something so essential from a partner again." So their thing was they kept the secret about money, and they learned that that's something that they cannot do, as that's an essential thing to not keep from their partner. So a life lesson, if you will. Another one said, I made this mistake in the past uh, of not saying what's on my mind and then forming my opinions based on incorrect perceptions. Let's touch on that. I've made a mistake in the past of not saying what's on my mind. Should we always speak what's on our mind? Should we just feel free to speak what we want to say? Of course, at the right time, because if you say it at the wrong time, it's not going to be received. But
I think that came from a woman, because I think we're notorious for saying, I'm fine, and then look out the window as if everything, he know you ain't all right. Your disposition yelling you ain't all right. But then you overthought and you overanalyzed what it possibly could be, what he said, how he took her to Freaknik at Motel 8. Come on. Yeah. And what else happened because you didn't want to talk about it. But just as much as you are tasked with having those feelings, you owe it to your significant other, more so your spouse, to have that conversation because you're bothered by it. Otherwise, it's going to continue to torment you. It's going to continue to torment you and before you know it, you didn't cuss him out for leaving your the coffee mug in the sink. Well, that's not really what you were mad about. You thought that after Freaknik, he woke up and made her breakfast in bed, and he made her the best coffee ever, and that coffee cup reminded you of the coffee that you assumed that he made that woman. So I think you owe it to them if you feel that way. If you have feelings about something, you gotta have the conversation. But just as much as women, because I feel like women do this more than men, just as much as women have to open up to be willing to have the conversation, men have to be willing to be open up to be honest about whatever the situation or the circumstances as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Completely.
Okay. Real quick before I move on to them, let me get some shout outs real quick. Of course, we see you. Sister Harris is in the room, Corvetta Harris, and Missionary Wright, Carla Wright out of Bakersfield. We see you there. Thank you for tuning in on tonight. Elliot T. Ivy Sr., we see you there tuning in on tonight. Lionel Jefferson, we see you on tonight. Thank you all for tuning in. Once again, hit that like, share button, and drop some comments in there so that we can take a look at them and see. We've been reading them, what you had to say so far, and all of you have been in agreement with everything that has been said, even up to the point of leaving her on the stroll. Sometimes we got to leave them on the stroll. Hello, somebody. But come on, please keep sharing and tagging, liking. This is going to help somebody out here. All right. So in a relationship, you should feel confident to express your opinions. You should feel confident in expressing your point of view, because your point of view is valid. And
it's absolutely valid. And beyond that, see, this is the thing I think that gets people in trouble, is that saying what you need to say is not always saying what you want to say.
Saying what you need to say is not always what you...
Saying what you need to say is not always saying what you want to say. So what that means is that there are some things that, yes, you definitely need to speak about how you feel and whatever like that. But you have to also be aware of how you're saying it.
Huh. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? You may want to and use all the 4-letter words that you can use, and you know what I'm saying? That's how you may want to say it. But wisdom will tell you that a soft answer turns away wrath. Wisdom will tell you this is not a productive way to communicate. This is going to cause a fight, an argument. This is going to cause that other person to shut down if you say it a certain way. So you have to be mindful of your filter. You have to be mindful of your words and how you say it. And that's where love comes in, because love way, even though you want to, even though you really want to go off, like you really want to pop off. But popping off is going to be a disservice. Right. So that's why I say saying what you need, knowing what you need to say is not always what you want to say. So there's another way to say what you need to say and get your point across. And that's just effective communication. You know, and ladies, and I can't speak from a male point of view, but ladies, we have a tendency to know, we are very scientific with our words. We know what to say.
Come on, Jack.
What to say to provoke a particular response. In our minds, we're saying, I probably should say it like that. But it's like the Kermit meme.
Say
it, girl. Say it. Say it. Go. Make it mad. Make it mad. See what he do. See how he react. That's gonna tell you everything you need to know.
He's gonna tell you the truth now, I bet.
He's gonna tell you now, right? Yeah. You know, so it's that we're very scientific. We know what we're saying when we're saying it, and we know what we're saying it and how we're saying it.
Or it could be a man that just says, you know what, I'm going to let you say what you're going to say, and I'm just going to be quiet. And while you think you're finna get me to provoke me, I'm just going to shut down and I'm still here.
Silence is provoking.
Say again.
Your silence is still provoking.
Well,
your silence is telling.
Okay, that's true. That's true too.
Your silence is telling. See, there's just, and I know this is not about communication, but there is.
It is.
There's a dance between. And again, we're not just talking about somebody you just talking to or you just met, because you don't really know them like that.
Right.
But a person that you're getting ready to get married to, or that you are married to and been in relationship with, there's a very delicate dance that energy, response, body language. So all of those things come into play when you're having the difficult and the hard conversations. All of those things come into play when you're talking about the sensitive things, or the things that could really, just being off just a slight inch could just be, make the whole difference. And so when you're in a situation like that, effective communication says, I'm not going to provoke. I'm going to put my feelings out there. I'm going to be vulnerable and say, this bothered me, this affected me, this hurt me. Or we could be petty and go the other way and do what you do. I don't care. Go and do what you do. Go. You want to go do that? Well, he like, what are you talking about? I'm not doing anything. No, yeah, you are. Go do that. That's what you want to do. Have at it. I don't care. Because guess what? I can make a phone call too. I can have another you in a minute. Matter of fact, he'll be here in a minute. So go on, get your bag. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
Instead of, while she rah about I don't care, as soon as the door closed, she gonna go run, jump in the bed, hold her pillow, and cry, because she does care. Right. But she don't want you to know that you've hurt her, because now I'm open, I'm exposed, I'm vulnerable.
Yeah.
Good. Okay. All right, I get it.
You gotta have the conversation. You gotta have the effective communication. And what it all boils down to, it goes back to what you were saying earlier about exposure, vulnerability. But do you love me enough to cover me when I'm vulnerable? If you can't cover me when I'm vulnerable, then we don't need to be married. We don't need to be in marriage. We don't need to be in a relationship. If you can't cover me, if you can't handle my vulnerability, then there's no point in us being together.
If I'm not in a safe place, love cannot grow where a person feels endangered.
Yeah.
Love will never grow. Now, codependency might. Right.
And that's all you're going to get.
And that's pretty much all you're going to get. Some kind of toxicity will, but true authentic love will never grow in a place where a person doesn't feel safe or they in some ways feel endangered or vulnerable to attack. And so, like Sister Carla Wright said, we have to think before we speak. However, your spouse must be willing to listen and to hear what she's saying. So again, it's that dance. I'm gonna come correct, but I need you to be positioned to receive.
I'm gonna cover you, but I need you to be vulnerable.
There you go. And that's what makes it work. One person can't put that foot forward and the other person stand still and just be static.
Wow.
Like we got to dance. We got to dance now.
Why everybody telling me what you did, but you don't want to tell me what you did.
Right.
I'm stuck.
And Tish, now you tell me this. You tell me if I'm wrong. But this is what I have discovered in my own life. This is what I have discovered in my own personal experience. Is that when you're honest and you have those open dialogues and those discussions, and you come to her and you tell her there is absolutely nothing anybody will be able to tell her about you.
Nothing.
Because you set a precedence that if she knows everything I need to know,
I got you. Yeah, I got you. Can't
you see what I'm saying? Can't nobody tell me nothing about you, because every secret that I need to know about, oh boy, I know.
Already know.
You can tell me you hit the body, you killed the body, you hit it. I'm gonna go put a foundation on top and build a house on top.
Look, babe. Where we dig? Where we just tell me where to dig.
Yeah.
Please come by. No, it ain't. Because I just built this house here. Ain't nothing under here.
I know.
That's good.
Can't nobody tell me nothing about you. Can't nobody tell me about you if you told me about you.
If you told me about you. Now that doesn't necessarily include 1997 spring break. But it does include the stuff that I need to know.
Okay.
Babe, this is where my heart was broke. A lot of men won't tell their current either their wife or their current partner about the things that came along that hurt them.
Yeah.
Or the woman that hurt them, the woman that changed the way they looked at relationships, the woman that, broke their heart. What really happened? Like those kinds of things, having those pillow talk moments that she knows things about you and he knows things about you that nobody else on the planet knows. When you're in that space, that's real intimacy. Intimacy is not intercourse, because you can have intercourse with people you don't know.
Right. Come on.
At in 1997 at the Super 8.
Right.
Okay.
Don't even know the child name. You just call her the big booty girl.
It's now the first lady.
That's now the first lady. Right. At the church up the street around the corner that we visited. Yeah. So,
but to know that I don't know how to love you because I didn't see nobody. I didn't see that in my household growing up. I don't know how to value you. I don't know how to show you love, or I don't know how to communicate with you. I don't know how to be a parent because my parent wasn't there. That's a vulnerability that you're holding as a secret, not realizing it's spilling over into your relationship or your marriage, and it's stunning the growth of what could be something beautiful because it's a secret. I don't want nobody to know that I'm hurt from this stuff from childhood. Can't let nobody find as strong as I appear to be or I let on to be, because it's a secret and it's mine and you don't need to know. When here's
the thing. Here's the real reality about that. The real reality about that is that I might not know what hurt you, but I know you hurt. Yeah. I know you're broken. I know you're cracked, because your behavior is going to always expose that. Your behavior is going to tell on you every time. Now I might not know the details, and you may hold the details thinking that you're camouflaged and that you're disguised, but your behavior is always, come on, we know people that we see their behavior, we've witnessed their behavior time and time again. They think they fooling everybody, and just because people don't say nothing, don't mean they don't know.
Right.
Your intention was to hide it.
Feel what I'm saying? But we know. It's like you sweep an elephant under the rug, baby. Everybody see the big bump, but okay, we gonna act like the rug is flat on the ground. Okay.
You say it's flat, it's flat.
Right. You say it's flat. Hey, it's your house. So,
I ain't got to live here.
Right. I ain't got to live here and trip over that elephant every day. That's all.
So sometimes in a relationship, would you say it's necessary or unnecessary to expose your partner to the hurtful truth?
What do you mean?
If it's painful, because you just mentioned that, like, some of the details and some of the stuff from the past, it could be painful. And it would hurt more than to be a help. So would you say that it's okay to not expose them to the hurtful truth? If it's going to hurt them more than help them, then would that be a secret, or would that be something that you keep hidden?
Well, the thing is that it's already hurting them.
Okay.
But the only way you can fully heal is being hurt first.
Right. And that part, you got it. Okay, it's this. Okay, so it's the elephant under the rug.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, okay, this elephant is gonna hurt you, but I keep tripping over it anyway.
Right.
Gotcha.
Your behavior hurts me because of whatever it was that hurt you. So you being healed by exposing whatever it is and dealing with it, taking that band-aid off, taking that bandage off, and let's get this wound healed. Again, it goes back to the first premise that I said, is that if it does not affect the other person, then there is some level of discretion that you can use. But if it is directly affecting your marriage, if it's affecting your relationship, because that damage that's been done to you is causing you to damage other people.
Yes.
You feel what I'm saying? Yep. So you don't want to tell you. So you don't want your spouse to know that your dad used to go upside your head. But when y'all have babies, that's the way you discipline. And she like, hold up, you're not going to beat on my kids like that.
Right.
So your behavior says there's something wrong, and we need to deal with whatever that is that's wrong.
Mm-hmm. So it goes back to that communication, and really, like you said earlier, these particular things, we should have already built a relationship to where we can talk about this, or it should have been something, or experiences that we have seen prior to us getting to the engagement, getting to the marriage, to where we have addressed this. We've talked about this. We know about it. Now, whether we know about it and deal with it prior to us getting married, and now we're married, now, okay, it's time for us to deal with this. Should that have been something that we dealt with prior to?
Deal with it. Because now, I think that's the wrong time to deal with it, because now we're married and I'm stuck with you. Give me the opportunity to say, you know what, this is too much for me to handle. Thank you for sharing, but I can't handle this magnitude of trauma.
So that goes back to what I said earlier. Let me tell you all my good and my bad before you hear it from anybody else. That way, now you're able to make a fair decision if you want to deal with me, if you can deal with the baggage that comes with me, or not.
Right. Here's the operative word. Here's the operative word, is that I need to tell you all of the relevant baggage that I carry. Okay. That's going to make it into this house.
Right.
That's good. Because
once you can, I got to help you unpack it. And I'm speaking more from experience, where I get married and now I find out this secret that everybody else knew but me.
But me.
Nobody tell me. Everybody knew but me. So now when I find out the secret, everybody, I knew that. We knew that. We knew that back in such and such. Well, why didn't nobody tell me? That was his responsibility to tell you. But he didn't. Nobody give me a forewarning. So now I'm stuck with the baggage that you unloaded on me because you didn't handle it before me. Now I got to help you unpack it. Had I known then what I know now, things would have been differently. We just would have been friends.
Exactly. Because what ends up happening is that the enemy can the devil hates time. Let me tell you something. He hates time, and the reason why he hates time is because he can only pretend so long.
Right.
Time is not his friend, and time is going to be exposed. So here it is. When you're in the dating stages, in the courting stages, and you really think, okay, this is a person I can spend the rest of my life with, it's important that both of you begin to share yourself with each other. You have to share yourself with each other, because you go down that aisle, there's so many people who are stuck in marriages to people they really don't know. They like, blood, I didn't know. Where'd that come from?
You don't like chocolate? No, I ain't never like chocolate. Keep buying them.
Who is this? Who am I laying to? Sleeping with a stranger.
Wow.
Because you married who you thought they were and not who they really are.
They're representative.
And again, so it has to be a complete sharing. Now I'm gonna throw a monkey wrench in it. I'm gonna throw a monkey wrench into plan right here. And that is, you have to be ready. And no, first, let me say it like this. You can't be honest with another person if you ain't being honest with yourself.
Right.
So if you're not ready to face the fact that, I'm sorry, can I be raw here?
Yep.
You're not ready to face the fact that you're a hoe, and you like hoeing around. If you're not ready to face the fact that you're same gender loving, or you're attracted to the same gender, you have fantasies about doing things that are perverted or that whatever, like, unless you're not ready to accept the fact that you're horrible with money, that you're always borrowing, you're always broke, you're always stuff getting shut off, and you want to walk into the marriage like you all that, like I got it together. No, you have to tell that person,
right,
babe, my credit shot and I'm not good with money. They would at least be able to have the opportunity to say, okay, well, I am
a savings account over here just in case.
Yeah,
right,
exactly. They'll know what they're dealing with on this side of the aisle,
right?
Not on the other side of I do, when stuff is getting shut off and eviction notices on the door, and it's like, wait, or all kinds of other stuff. Even if you do like whoring around, that doesn't necessarily disqualify you from being married. That just lets me know that we need to do some work
to make this whole house.
Right. We need to make, yeah, exactly. Right. Or you need to tell me what it is that you like about that. Okay, so you like variety? Okay, fine. I'm just to go order me a bunch of wigs and costumes. All kinds, yeah. And I am a district missionary, absolutely.
Come on.
If him likes variety, him will give variety.
That's the stuff we got to talk about. That's why we're talking about relations.
Right, month. Today I'll be Sasha, tomorrow I'll be Latina, next day I'll be Beverly. Yeah. That's what you need. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm saying that you need to be honest about what you like sexually. You need to be honest about what you like, and as far as the temperament of your household, you need to be honest. If she got bad kids that's loud and that gets on your nerves, you need to tell her, instead of just acting like one of them kids climbing all over your head and you act. Right. Yeah, exactly. You need to be honest about that and have a heart to heart. Babe, when I get home from work, I would really appreciate to have, when we set up our house, I would really appreciate to have a quiet space where I could repose, and then I'll come out and play with the kids. So at least she knows to tell little BJ to go, or PJ.
So he ready to talk.
Feel what I'm saying? That's what, it's just about it's about really, really being honest about that kind of stuff. And you got to be ready to be honest about that kind of stuff, and really, be honest about where you are. Because I believe, people say, and I'm shut up, but people say, oh, don't get married unless you are completely healed. Don't get married until there's no broken places. I beg to differ about that, because I think the more you live, the more damage you incur emotionally. It just happens. It happens to everybody. But the right love, the right context, the right person can be a healing salve. Can be a healing salve. So sis is real insecure. But if you're the kind of man that values accountability, that knows that she's triggered by not hearing from you for a certain amount of hours, that triggers a thought, that triggers an emotion in her. So you love her enough to say, I'm not going to put babe through that. I'm going to just check in. I'm going to send a text, take 30 seconds. Hey, babe, I'm still at the office, or I'm on my way home, or I'm stuck in traffic on the freeway, or I stopped by the grocery store. Do you need anything? Like those check-in. Let her tell you, hey, you smothering me. Let her tell you that.
Hmm.
That can heal. Now, it may not heal her insecurities in other areas, but it'll heal her insecurity in the relationship.
That's good.
It'll heal the insecurity in the relationship, in you, with you.
That's good.
There are some
the right kind of love.
There are some areas that are only revealed in a relationship with another.
Right.
You may think that you're over it and it doesn't bother you or it doesn't trigger you. And then you get in that relationship and realize, no, this is still there.
Exactly.
I didn't know that I suffered from that. I didn't know that bothered me or that meant so much to me. So now that I know it, because I'm in relationship and communication with another, let me share that.
Right.
And it's incumbent upon that other person to say, well, you shared your secret with me. Now let
me cover you.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah.
Same as with the man too.
If they ain't got you, then that ain't the right context for you. That's not the right relationship for you.
That's true. Same as with the man too, right? Because I mean, sometimes the man might need to check in. The man might need that reassurance. The man might need that extra boost of confidence. Like, I'm reading this comment here from Sue Alexander. This is on another platform I'm on.
Oh, okay.
She says, couple should not hold secrets from one another, because one day our secrets will be exposed. What's done in the dark will come to the light, right? Because, and this is what stands out here, most real women don't handle secrets well. Most real women don't handle secrets well.
Right.
But couldn't that be both men and women?
No, men, you guys have the ability to compartmentalize. So I don't have to think about it. I don't want to think about that, so I ain't going to think about it. I don't care how much it's in my face. My mind isn't there. Women are not like that. Their minds.
Again,
watch this. Not all men are like that.
But it goes back to that foundation and frame. If generally a man is not going to really care if it doesn't affect him.
Yeah. So here's a compartment I need to do it. That was before my time. I don't care about Roscoe. Roscoe's doing with you because it ain't got nothing to do with me. Whereas woman, you were at Freaknik with the first lady, and all I can think about every time she laid hands on you was when she was laying hands on you at Freaknik. It's all tied together. Women don't have that opportunity to compare. They're just mentally not made. God did not make us that way. He didn't. So everything is going to roll as like a big ball of yarn, if you will, that has nothing to do with each other, but they all somewhere are interconnected. So as a woman has to know. Lack of communication breeds suspicion.
Yeah.
A woman, it's hard for her to handle the secret.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's and again, if it's something relevant, then sure, she's gonna sit down on the bed and say, so why you didn't tell me? blase. So when were you gonna tell me?
Tell me.
So when were you gonna tell me?
I've been waiting on you to tell me
when the time was right. But look, what if you haven't made the guy comfortable enough to tell you, hey, I got a secret that's really eating at me, and I know I need to tell you, but it might be not the right time, or I might not feel comfortable because I know how you gonna come at me, So I mean, I think
she's a real woman. Even if she come at you crazy, she gonna say, "All right."
She's gonna appreciate the fact that you came to her.
Really?
Absolutely.
Really?
I'm serious.
Yes, and I can speak to my first marriage.
When is this? When is that? A couple days later, or
no? I can speak for my first marriage when I found out that notorious secret. I was bad as all get out. I probably use every cuss word right now, and I'd be justified. I was extremely upset because not only is it affecting me now, it's affecting our family. And I was angry, not only for him for not telling me, but for everybody that knew that didn't tell me. Gotcha. But after, in that moment, he expressed to me why things were the way that they were. I said to myself, I cannot leave my husband. So how do we fix this? How do we move on? How do we get you what you need so that you can heal? I'm mad at you because you should have told me this. Right. But I still love you enough to walk with you through this so that you get what you need out of this.
Right, because and I think what the commenter was getting at is that real women are going to feel a type of way if they find out from somewhere else something that you should have told them. They're going to feel, one, well, have I made you feel like you can't come to me? This is going to be raw. Now, what I'm about to say is going to be raw. So plug up your ears if you know you can't take it. But here it is. Get your popcorn. Here it is. We're close enough for you to enter my body.
Yeah.
But you're not close enough to tell me something that people outside this house know.
Wow.
Yeah. You're not comfortable enough to tell me we're in a relationship, but there are outsiders that know intimate details about you that I don't know.
That's good.
And I'm at the highest intimacy with you.
Right. That in and of itself is what she's going to be ticked off about. Not even necessarily what you had to tell her.
Right.
That's good.
So it's important, even if it's going to be hurtful. There's still virtue in telling the truth. You see what I'm saying? God is still going to have your back in telling the truth. And then once you've told the truth, you have done your due diligence. Now, you may have to give her a couple of days to process, depending on what it is. You may have to give her a couple of days to process. But if there is a real core of love there, she's going to respect the fact. I'm telling you, and I tell anybody, the few people that I've dated, I tell them the worst thing you can do to me is insult my intelligence. That's like the worst thing you can do to me is have me out here in these streets looking stupid. Like, don't do that. Empower me with the truth. Empower me when these Negroes come to me and I got something to say about you. I'm like, I already know that. Tell me something I don't know.
Right.
I already know that.
But you can't tell me something I don't know because he done already told me everything I need to know.
That's what I'm saying.
True. There's a section that I do in my premarital. When I do married people, they got to go to a premarital thing. There's a section called "Let's Get Naked."
Yeah.
Let's get naked. Because if you can get, like you said a minute ago, if you can get naked or sleep with me into my body and do all of that, then you should be able. Say again.
Not into your body.
Well, you know what I mean. What this is what I mean. Ain't nothing going into my body. There ain't nothing going in. Hello. But we should be able to, if we can do all of that, if we can get naked, take our clothes off, and expose ourselves in the physicality, we should be able to expose ourselves emotionally. We should be able to be, watch this, vulnerable with our mate. I believe you should be able to be that. You should be able to be vulnerable around the person that you're with and not have a concern of, are you going to be hurt behind this? You should be able to share. And I think that when men get to that place to where they feel one of the two, either real comfortable or either they just don't care, that's when they will open up and share.
Well, can I say this? And I'm not trying to be deep, and this is going to sound very idealistic because we know that the reality is that most people don't do it this way, but that is why God designed it for sex to be in the confines of marriage, because sex is the easiest connection of all of them.
Yeah.
Sex is the easiest connection of all of them.
That's right.
And so he's designed it so that he makes you connect on the harder levels, makes you connect on the emotional level. makes you connect in the communication level, makes you connect in the spiritual level, makes you connect emotion. So those kinds of connections he designs for us to build first. Right. Because if we do it the other way around, we can mistake a sexual connection for real intimacy, because we have good sex, because we're in, our bodies are in tune, but that euphoria that you feel while you're having sex with a person, and especially a person that you have feelings for. See, you can have feelings for a person and still not be emotionally connected to them.
Right.
You can have feelings for them. You can even love them. Right. You can even love them, but and still not be connected. Connected, and watch this, emotionally responsible for each other.
Huh. Emotionally responsible
for each other. We have to that we can experience intimacy and connection sexually and get up and still dog each other out because we are not emotionally responsible for each other. I don't take responsibility for your heart, and you ain't taking responsibility for my heart. I love some things about you. You love some things about me. We get along, but I don't feel a personal responsibility.
Wow.
Because we are not connected. Because anything you're connected to becomes a part of you.
But then you don't even have to, because you're not mine.
Because you're not mine.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
Yep.
So God says, hold sex till make that's the last frontier. Let's get all this.
Because if you think about it, growing up, they taught us that our bodies were sacred, and you don't let nobody see your private parts. You don't let nobody touch on you.
Right.
But we feel so comfortable allowing somebody to see the private parts of us without allowing them to see the inner parts of us.
Right. Exactly. Without to see our private parts, because that's easy. That doesn't really require much work.
Right.
That doesn't require much work. Truth be told, most grown people could find one or more people that they can go lay with at the drop of a hat. That's easy.
Right.
That's really the easy part. The hard part is coming into a space with another person where you knit yourself with that person. My sweater is knit. If I cut one of these threads, it's going to cause a big hole, because it's knit together.
Right.
It's not that easy to separate.
Right.
So when you come knit, the two become one. And I know we're not just saying a marriage thing, but I'm just saying the two become one.
Yeah.
When the two really become one, and I've walked this. I've walked the antithesis of this. So I know what becoming one looks like, and I know what staying two separate people in one construct looks like. Right. And those are very, very, very different pictures. Wow. And so you have to be knit with a person, because when I'm knit with you, basically what's happening to you is happening to me.
Even if
so I'm going to take care of it in a certain way, because I'm really, in essence, taking care of myself.
Wow, that's true.
Even if you're in denial about it.
Even if you're in denial about it, even if you are in denial about it, and it's now watch this, is that's why real, and I know people say you can love two people at one time or be in love with two, but you can't be knit to more than one person. The Bible says that in this context, the Bible says that David and Jonathan, that they were knit together, which means that they had a divine relationship. That that there was the friendship, and the bond was divine.
Right.
It was divine because it was, see, now we're finna go off in this up, but it was divine, and they were knit for assignment.
Yeah.
Because God knew where David had to go. God knew what David had to do. So God says, okay, the person that would be sitting in this seat, I'm going to knit them to you, David, so they understand your assignment so much that they don't stand in the way of it.
Yeah.
See, Jonathan knew his earthly position, But he loved David so much, and he knew David is the man.
Yeah.
And even though I'm technically supposed to sit here, I'm so knitted to him, I can't stand in the way of his assignment. I love this man.
And Jonathan,
that's my friend.
Covered.
This is my Jonathan. Brother, exactly. And I'm gonna cover you.
That's it.
And
even
I'm gonna.
That's good.
Even when my daddy want to kill you, I'm still going to cover you.
I'm gonna cover you.
Come on. Mm.
That's how it has to be. I'm leery of people who talk about, oh, I could be in a polyamorous relationship, and I know that there's some, because I do know that because of, I don't even know if I should say that, but
you can't with conjoint.
I do know that there is a part of humanity in our humanness. This is in our carnalness, in our fleshness, that has issue with monogamy. I get that. I know, I get that. But that's a part of the human faculty. Right. But in order to live out a marriage vow, that thing got to be spiritual.
That's right.
That thing's got to be spiritual. So now the flesh does not no longer rule over me. My desire, my carnal desire does no longer rules over me. But watch this, because I'm knit to this person, their assignment and my assignment takes precedence.
That's it. It's good. Come on.
To the point that even the stuff I want to do, I won't do because the purpose of this union, the purpose of us being knit together, I don't want to cut you because cutting you cuts me. I don't want to hurt you because hurting you hurts me.
Yeah.
It puts a big hole in the sweater.
Come on.
Yeah.
That even though we repair it, you can still tell it was a hole there. You can repair it so you can wear it right. You can repair it.
Right.
But if you look real close,
wow,
you can tell there was a hole there.
Come on. Woo.
So that's just the things that are important in the relationship. And when you really find that person that you can share, it is. Bishop says this, and this is even a broader landscape than just the marriage context. But he says that if you can find one good friend in your life that you can be real with, that you can be yourself with, because you gotta be careful who you know. The church got this thing about being transparent.
Come on.
And all transparency is not good, because some folks can't handle the real you. They can't handle your nakedness. Yeah. They can't handle that. Yeah. They need you to be covered.
Yeah.
So they can receive from God, right?
Right.
But if you do find a good friend, one, you pretty blessed. You lucky. Well, I ain't gonna say lucky. You blessed. You've been blessed. If you find one person that you really can let your hair down, take your wig off. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. You got people like that, and if you have more than one person, you're really blessed. But you got people like that in your life, you have to cherish that, value that, value that. Because most of these people out here taking your transparency and will use it against you. They'll use that information against you. So yeah, I'm like, hey, you got to have a person that's a vault that you can trust with your secrets. And then there's some things that you just gonna have to trust with God. Have a little talk with Jesus.
That's it. That's good.
I done talked enough. I'm sorry, y'all. I done went all off.
You good. So in the final thought, when deciding how to handle secrets in a relationship and how to handle it, you have to put your partner's best interest at the center of your decision making, and if it will be beneficial to the relationship and important for your partner rather to know the truth about your
Yes.
secrets, then we have to be honest. Um, and even if that means telling the hard truth, we have to set that time, and we have to have that conversation and to share with them. So for the final thought, I'm going to drop it into your hands, Evangelist Melton, and definitely summarize this. Give us the final thought of what we can take away with from this discussion on tonight.
I would say that secrets in and of themselves are neutral, which means they're neither bad nor good. It's how you use them. It's how they are exposed that can flip them either way. I think again, I think that there are some things that should be kept between you and God, but I definitely think that anything that could be devastating or detrimental, if it is exposed to the people you love, your spouse, your family, your children, your friends, your pastor. If it's gonna if it's gonna cause a direct effect, that even though it may be something hard to talk about, that prayerfully you find a way to talk about those things and to shed light in those areas for yourself. Don't leave things that should be exposed, should be dealt with, should be talked about. Don't sweep them under the rug for the sake of peace, because eventually the rug will be pulled back. Eventually they will come out. And finally, I will say this again, as I said earlier, the enemy hides in our dark spots. The devil hides in the dark corners and in the shadowy places of our lives. And so we have to be very careful about the places that we keep hidden, the places that we keep hidden, not necessarily the places we keep secret, but the places we keep hidden. We have to be careful about those areas. Jesus he is the light of the world. In him is light. In him is life. And when you allow the Lord to shed the light of truth into areas in your life, there is a freedom that you will experience that is like no other. And whom the Son sets free is free indeed. So with that, I bid you a good evening. Thank God for everyone. Thank God for Pastor Lanier, for Executive Pastor Harris, and for all of you who joined us tonight on whatever platform you joined us. I have enjoyed myself, and thank y'all for letting me chit chat, jabber jabber for an hour and 24 minutes.
This has been wonderful. Another good night. Thank you, Evangelist Melton, for sharing on tonight. Wonderful information. We all should have taken something away from this. Thank you to my co-host on tonight, Evangelist Harris. Thank you for sharing with us on tonight as well. And next week, you won't want to miss. All right. Again, thank you to those who have tuned in.
Evangelist Harris is one of my secret holders. She's one of my vaults.
Why are you telling people my business? That's my business.
I'm just letting them know I know what I'm talking about. I got a vault.
And it's good to have that. We gotta have it. You gotta have somebody that you can go talk to. Hey,
that's right.
Let it out, you know. Thank you all for tuning in. Missionary Wright, I see you there. Missionary Sanders, District Missionary Sanders from Vegas was on tonight.
Yeah.
On tonight, amen. And then those that was on my other platform here, I see you all there. Thank you for tuning in. Next week, we are going to keep this rolling, all right? Relationships, we're probably going to go through February into March, because I believe now God is moving us to be more relational, right? In order to draw the community, we've got to have a relationship. We got to have relationship, and in order to do that, we got to have fellowship. Those work together. We got to have relationship prior to fellowship, and the fellowship, we got to have relationship. All of that. So we're dealing with relational things: how to love one another, how to love ourselves. It first starts there. You got to love yourself before you can really love anyone else. So Next week, we're going to talk about blended families. Blended families.
I don't believe in that.
What happened?
The Saints don't believe in blended families.
Yeah. It's a hidden underlining factor.
In the room.
It's a hidden underlining. They blended families, all right. We just don't hear about them secrets.
Child, honey.
So we're gonna talk about
forget blended. We got slushy families. Forget blended.
You know, and so we're gonna talk about this stuff.
Always good.
We're gonna talk about the elephant in the room and see how we can get through this. How can we work our way through this? Amen. With the spiritual mindset, a Christian attitude, and Christian base. So thank you both again for tuning in, sharing with us on tonight. And I want to thank you all for watching and being a part. All right, being a part and sharing with us on these platforms. So join us once again. We're coming back on Sunday afternoon. Now Sunday we can take it to church. All right, Sunday we'll go to church, have a wonderful time. 1:30, tune in to our worship service, but then come back on next Tuesday for our Transformation Tuesday. All right, I see you, Mom Yvonne. I see you there. And Elder Joy Nolan, I see you there. Verna Coleman, I see you there. Sue Alexander, Candace State, Pastor Bobo, James Bobo Jr., I see you. Corinne Lewis, I see you. Pastor McNair, I see you. Thank you all for tuning in, sharing with us on tonight. Mother has been on here tonight. Mother Anthony, I see you there, Mom. Always tuning in, sharing with us. All right. So come back next Tuesday. Let's go higher, transforming ourselves, transforming our minds, transforming our way of living. All right. Again, thank you all for tuning in, sharing, and again, we'll see you this Sunday, 1:30. All right. Tune in. Be with us then.